Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I didn't test my microphone.
Oh, we did.
Oh, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Shabbat Shalom.
Yes, Shabbat Shalom.
And Shana Tova. It's amazing that it is 5783.
It is. It's been a year.
It's been a year. It's only been a couple days into the year.
Well, you know.
Yeah. So for those of you at home, Shabbat Shuvah tends to be a sparsely attended service in the sanctuary. And it also tends to be, for those of us on the pulpit, we're a little bit punchy. So
punchy, a little chaotic.
A little chaotic. So bear with us. And it is also really wonderful that it is Shabbat. So let's set our intention. Let's take a moment to set our space. Let's take a deep breath in and release. Let's take another deep breath in and think about all of those things that held you back this week, all of those things that caused you stress. Breathe in deeply, and then as you release, let go of all of them. Take one more breath. Think about the sweetness of Shabbat, the opportunity to take a step back and release. Now we've shifted our energy into the beauty of Shabbat, and we have an opportunity now to sing even and shift our energy a little bit more. And so we turn to page 10 and we sing Hine Ma Tov.
Yes. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov. Ya la 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 la. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov. Ya la 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 la. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad.
We turn to candle lighting, which can be found on page 3. If you would like to light your own set of Shabbat candles, please come forward at this time. O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
Thanks, Muriel. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
The microphone is on. We continue with Kiddush on page 4 and 5. The heaven and earth were finished in all their array. On the seventh day, God finished the work that God had been doing, and God stopped on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on that day, God ceased from all the work of creation that God had done.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu. Zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit, ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh, zecher letzion Mitzrayim. Kivanu v'chata v'yotanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen. L'chaim.
Our opening reading is not found in your prayer book. Rest reveals the importance of work. Work reveals the importance of rest. The two together make the world. The two together make a human being. I rest when I cease my struggle to control. I rest when I abandon my pride of ownership. I rest when I give thanks for what is. I take time to make Shabbat, to open my heart to joy and my mind to truth. May I live my life in such a way that each moment fulfills the promise of this moment. I set aside these moments to revel in your work by sharing in your rest. I set aside these moments for mindfulness and renewal. I set aside these moments to honor all that I have been given. I set aside these moments to take stock of all that I am. We continue with the Baruch Hu. It can be found on page 28. Please rise in body or in spirit.
So also, I'm going to tell you that for some of the prayers today, we are going to use some of the High Holy Day melodies because we don't get to use them very often. So I hope you enjoy and join in. Baruch Hu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam va'ed.
Page 31. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. We read together. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv, Aravim. Shema is on page 34, 35.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavcha hayom al levavecha Veshinantam levanecha, vedibata bam, beshivdecha bevetecha, uvlechtecha vaderech, uvshochbecha uvkumecha, ukshatam leot al yadecha, vehayu letotafot beinenecha, uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha, leman tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai, v'item kedoshim lelohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, lihiyot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
This next reading is also not in your book. All this is true and trustworthy, our experience of this world. Our lives are difficult. We are pursued by our ideals and our imperfections. We must choose between life and death, between slavery and freedom. We sway between listening for hope and succumbing to anguish and despair, the death of our spirit. But we are not abandoned nor alone. We search the distant past in our own days to find the courage to enter our struggles, to wrestle with the pharaohs in our hearts and those in the world around us, and slowly to free ourselves from bondage. We are companions who help each other rise from the dust. From age to age, the tale has been told, how Moses and Miriam led us forth from Egypt. The deed of liberation is answered with joyous song, a moment of celebration that lingers and uplifts us in the midst of our days. The Michamocha, page 40.
Michamocha bailim Adonai, Mikamocha neda b'kodesh, Norah tehilot osef eleh, Malchutecha ra'u banecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Zeili anu ve'ameru, Adonai yimloch leolam vaed.
Page 43. Give us a place to rest, Adonai, our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukkot shalom aleinu, va'al kol amo Yisrael, va'al Yerushalayim. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Page 42, we sing Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, leshalom. Vehamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Ufros aleinu sukkot shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukkot shlomecha. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Amen.
Page 44, Vishamru is our celebration of Shabbat, our reminder that we are busy during the week, and now we have a time to step back, to take many deep breaths, and to contemplate the gift of Shabbat. We sing.
Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם, ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום את השביעי שבת ויהי נפש.
Become something of a tradition amongst many of my colleagues on Shabbat Shuvah, the Sabbath in between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, to tell some stories to fill the lessons with beautiful stories of our tradition. So I want to share with you, I have a couple of short stories to share with you this evening. The first is an introduction to our Amidah. The Amidah can be found on page 46. It's a story about a king who loved music. And the king had a court musician who played beautifully. And the king had a favorite song. And the king kept asking this musician to play the favorite song over and over and over again. And after a while, the musician didn't play the song as well. And the musician told the king, I'm having a hard time playing this song because I'm getting bored of it. I've played it so many times. So the king came up with an idea. The king brought in a guest and asked the musician to play this favorite song to the guest. And that made a beautiful difference. Once again, the song had energy and life because the musician had someone new to play the song to. So then each day the king brought a new guest, a new guest, a new guest, a new guest. And I'm sure you figured out that after a while, the king ran out of new guests. And the music, the song, became old and tired again. But the king still loved the song. So he came up with a new idea. He blindfolded the musician and told the musician there was someone new in the room, and musician imagined a new guest, and the song became filled with spirit again. The king did this every day, and every day the musician found within themselves new energy, a new way to experience this song. This song is told by the Baal Shem Tov, who was a spiritual, the founder of one of the Hasidic movements, as a way for us to understand that there are prayers that we say over and over and over again, and they get tired when we say them over and over and over again. And those of us who are here a lot, this next prayer, the Amidah, becomes rote. But let us imagine a guest. Let us imagine ourselves with a new path for this prayer and put new spirit and new energy into it. We turn to page 46 and rise for the Amidah.
So just a reminder again, your
you.
high holiday reminder, that there are additions in the Amidah, in the Tefillah this week. So if you are on autopilot, like many of us are sometimes, you might want to pay attention because we're going to change it up a little. Here we go. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my mouth, lips that my mouth, that wasn't one of them, declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'Nehem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava. I have my wrong thing with me. Zochreinu lechayim, melech hafetz b'chayim, v'chotvenu b'sefer hachayim, וכותבנו בספר החיים, למענך אלוהים חיים. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני. Magen Avraham Bezrat Sarah. I'm so sorry, you guys. The wrong sheet with me. Atagi bor le'olam Adonai v'chayei hakol ata rav lehoshia mechalkel chayim bechesed mechayei hakol berachamim rabim somech noflim v'rofeh cholim umatir asurim umekayem emunato lishenei afar michamocha ba'al gevurot umido melach melech memit umechaye umatmiach Yeshua Michamochav harachaman, zocher yetzirav l'chaim berachamim, v'ne'eman ata lehachayot hakol. Baruch ata Adonai, mechaye hakol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, ukedoshim bechol yom yahalelucha selah. Baruch ata Adonai, HaMelech HaKadosh.
Please be seated.
Goodness.
We turn to page 60. And we sing Shalom Rav. Shalom Rav is actually part of the Amidah. We are now sitting, but it is part of the Amidah. And so it also has High Holy Day insertions. As we sing Shalom Rav, we take a moment to also think in our hearts all of the things that we're grateful for, all of the things that we give thanks for. Page 60.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Atahu melech adon lechol ha-shalom v'tov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol et ubchol shah bishlomecha b'sefer chayim beracha v'shalom beracha v'shalom u'parnasa tova beracha v'shalom nizacher v'nikatev lefanecha anachnu v'chol amcha beit Yisrael lechayim tovim u'leshalom baruch atah Adonai oseh hashalom.
We turn now to our prayer for healing. There are many in our temple family, many whom we love, who are in need of healing. If you need the words for our healing, for our Misha Berach, our prayer for healing, you can turn to the middle of page 253. And if you are at home, I hope that you'll use the chat and lift up the names of those whom you love who are in need of healing of body, healing of spirit, mental illness, physical illness, any type of struggle. And here in our sanctuary, if you'd like to lift up the names of those whom you love who are in need of healing on this Shabbat.
Jane and Fred.
Lee. To the names that have been shared aloud or in the chat, we add those that still reside in our heart, and we sing together our healing prayer.
Blessing, and let us say Amen. Yisheberach imotenu, makor habracha le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
We take a moment for silent prayer and reflection. Two relatively quick stories. Many of you have heard about the people of Chelm. So if you haven't, the stories of Chelm are famous because everyone who lived in Chelm, as the saying goes, were fools. And so the stories of Chelm teach wisdom through how foolish the people living in Chelm were. So the people of Chelm were arguing that people grew from the ground up versus the head down. They were trying to decide, do you grow from the ground up or do you grow from the head down? This is a silly argument, but they took it very seriously. The first man said that you grow from the ground up because the proof was in watching soldiers march by. Their feet were all on the ground, but their heads were all at different heights. Therefore, they grew from the ground up. The other man said they grow from head down because not all of their pants reach their shoes. Therefore, they grow from the head down. This is very silly. They obviously have no idea how people grow. The rabbi needed to end this conversation because it was clearly going nowhere. So the rabbi ended the conversation by saying, none of you are right. People clearly grow inside out. That is the goal of the High Holy Days. The goal of the High Holy Days is for us to grow from the inside out, for us to continue to learn to be our best selves, which leads me to a story that many of you might know. There's a story about a prince who was a master archer. He excelled. He was better than anyone else at archery. He believed, as a matter of fact, that he was the finest at archery in the entire world. And he had just come from an archery contest. On his way home, he stopped at a small town to get something to drink at the local restaurant. And across the tavern, he saw a barn painted with targets across the entire side. And in each target, there was a single arrow, dead center in every target. Well, that made him angry because he was the best archer in the world. How could such a master archer be living in this small town? Finally, the prince saw a young boy and asked, "Who is this archer?" "It's me," said the boy. "Show me," demanded the prince. They stood, the boy takes aim, the boy hit the side of the barn, far away from any of the targets. Then the boy disappeared into the barn. He emerged with a brush and a can of paint. He painted 2 solid circles around the arrow that he had shot and 2 more circles to form the target. This is a favorite story. How does this apply to the High Holy Days? We all strive so hard to reach a goal, to shoot an arrow towards a target. And we so frequently fail. Our arrow doesn't hit. And we're disappointed. We're angry at ourselves. What if we looked at it a little bit differently? What if we looked at it that whatever has transpired, we could be like this little boy. We could embrace it fully and draw the bullseye around wherever the arrow lodged itself and make the best of it. We're probably not all the best archers, but if we saw life that way, perhaps life would be immeasurably better. We would have bullseye after bullseye, and we would certainly be more creative. Deb is going to teach us a song. Well, we learned it. She's going to reteach us and share with us a song. You should have a handout.
Yeah, so we chose this song, has everything and nothing to do with your sermon. Usually I find something that matches, but it's High Holiday.
Everything to do with the High Holy Days.
Yes, everything to do with the High Holy Days. It's called Hayom, and it's talking about, today is the day. I'm going to look at your note. It's asking for strength and blessing, and lifting us up, granting goodness. And it's the word Hayom means today, on this day, and we say Hayom a lot. So even if you don't know it, you will be able to sing along because it starts with Dai-Dais and then you repeat after me. So yeah, let's sing it. Go ahead. Dai, 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 dai. Dai, 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 dai. Hi, dai, dai, dai. Hi, dai, 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 dai. Hayom, hayom. Te'amtzenu hayom, hayom. Tevarchenu hayom. Tegadlenu. Amen. Hayom. There it is. Te'amtzenu hayom. Tevarchenu hayom, hayom. Tegadlenu. Amen. Hayom tidrashenu, letova. Hayom tichtavenu, l'chaim tovim. Hayom tishma, shavatenu. Amen. Hayom, hayom. Te'amtzenu hayom. Tevarchenu hayom. Tegadlenu. Amen. Hayom tekabel berachamim uvratzon et tefilatenu. Hayom titbechenu bimin tzidkecha. Amen. Hayom, hayom. Te'amtzenu hayom, hayom. Tevarchenu hayom, hayom. Tegadlenu. One more time. Hayom, hayom. There it is. Te'amtzenu hayom, hayom. Tevarchenu hayom, hayom. Tegadlenu. Amen. 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 Small but mighty group. Thank you for singing.
We continue with Aleinu on page 283. Please rise in body or spirit. Let us adore the ever-living God and render praise unto you, who spreads out. Let me start again. I didn't have my microphone on. Let us adore the ever-living God and render praise unto you, who spreads out the heavens and established the earth, whose glory is revealed in the heavens above, and whose greatness is manifest throughout the world. You are our God. There is none else.
Va'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu v'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz. Bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo U'shemo echad.
We'll remain standing for our memorial meditation. Our memorial meditation is not found in your book. It's called Heartstrings. When those we love go away, they never really leave us. They are with us now wherever we are. Those whom we cherished live on forever, for love wraps itself around the heart. Although it's difficult now, someday beyond our tears and all the world's wrongs, beyond the clouds and all that we can see and touch, we shall all understand. On this Shabbat, we remember Joseph H. Berger, Edith Gross Bialowski, Nathan Bluffstone, Minna S. Bucksbaum, Corinne Cohen, Dorothy Roth Cohn, Norman J. Danzig, Jack B. Dworkin, Oscar W. Fischel, Gertrude S. Fleischman, Albert V. Fried, Leo Friedman, Bertha Friedman, Sarah Grossman, Robert V. Haas, Luella F. Cohn, Hilda Lustig, Sam Miller, Bob Newman, Robert David Rosewater, Harold Samet, Alfred H. Schaffner, Helen L. Schwartz, Louis H. Schwarzenberg, Stanley H. Shensa, Cheryl Sitnick, Molly R. Steele, Edgar H. Weil. Our griefs and sympathies are mingled as we turn to page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, Bialma divra chirute v'amlich malchute, B'chayechon v'yomechon, Uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uvizman kari v'imru, Amen. Yehe shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam almei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, V'yit hadar, v'yit haleh, v'yit halal, shemei dekudusha barechu, le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, ta'amiran bi'alma v'imru, amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shamaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Osei shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and give comfort to all who are bereaved. And let us say together, amen.
Amen.
Please be seated. My pleasure to invite Lori Rosenberg, president of our congregation, to offer a few words of greetings and announcements.
Shabbat Shalom. Lashana Tova. So as always, and I appreciated, and I'm sure everyone else did, and we appreciate you, the services that you gave us earlier in the week that were amazing and meaningful and welcoming us back into the sanctuary, and then also realizing all that work that went into it, and today just being a little more relaxed and fun in some ways, and just being who we are. So thank you for both for being who you are and giving us the delightful service that we had tonight. And for everybody who always makes our services happen. We have Jacob in the back, and we don't always give him a direct shout out. So thank you, Jacob, for keeping us connected during the holidays and tonight, and the folks who work 9 to 5 but aren't here. But there's also John who's here, and we couldn't do any of this without John. Right? Call it like it is. So in regards to real announcements, we had Rosh Hashanah this week, which means we have Yom Kippur next week. So that will be Tuesday night and Wednesday, and we look forward to everyone being with us again. It was really nice to be back in the sanctuary and connected. And if the weather kept you at home or something else, we don't expect that next week. So we look forward to seeing you. We also have our children's services, so if you have grandchildren or children, they are wonderful services as well. We will have the break fast sponsored by the Stashauer Heller family after Nila services, and more information about all of our services for Yom Kippur can be found in our Temple Times. And if you haven't, we have the bags for the food donations that we are taking till Yom Kippur Day. And then the all important that we need tickets, and we really were and are serious about having tickets in hand when you approach the door, so that we know that you belong here and that we are keeping everybody safe. So we appreciate that as well. And again, information, I was gonna say the high holidays, as I've learned, don't end with Yom Kippur. They continue on with Simchas Torah, Sukkot, and Sukkot and Simchas Torah. Maybe you grow from the bottom up or the head down. I'll flip around the holidays. So we do have those wonderful holidays, and they're always festive here. So please consider joining us for either or both of those. And our tent opened today for our second trimester, and there's 2 weeks for us as Temple members to enroll in the classes that we would like, and then it is opened into the community. So that's all out on our website, and the classes will resume on the 9th. We took time off for the holidays, and it's just as much as we welcome and we thank the rabbis and Deb and everybody else at the beginning of the services, just to acknowledge that we are following the CDC guidelines for masking. And I'm just really grateful when I approached the door that I still saw it as yellow and didn't see a mask. So Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you. So we have a closing song to sing, and I don't know if there's a page number for this one.
Oh, I
So-
think it's in there, but I don't know what the page is.
But I think that we can tell you the words. It's L'shana tova tikatevu v'chet.
V'techatemu.
Oh my goodness, v'techatemu. Now I
Yes.
need the water. So I think you know this song. Let's sing it together.
L'shana tova tikatevu, l'shana tova tikatevu, tikatevu, v'techatemu. L'shana tova tikatevu, l'shana tova tikatevu, tikatevu, v'techatemu.
Let's rise for our closing benediction, followed by Motzi.
Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Yaher Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May the light of God's presence shine upon you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha, ve'yasem lecha shalom, ve'yasem lecha shalom.
May God lift up each one of us, and may God bring us shalom, peace, and wholeness.
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our prayer is humbly said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. B'te'avon.
Te'avon,
And
Shabbat Shalom, and Shana Tova.